23rd of May, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Shvu with Rashi, Behar.
Okay, let's go weiter.
Okay.
Man, what's your base?
Yud bet. Okay. It says, Kiyovel he kodesh tiyeh lachem min hasadeh tochlu et tevuata. Okay, so because it's Yovel, it will be holy to you, lachem min hasadeh, from the field. You can eat its crop.
Right.
Oh,
So we'll see. Rashi's going to point out what this means.
okay. So it says, Kodesh tihiyeh lachem, shall be holy to you. It says, Tofeset dameha. It grants its money.
The hektish.
Okay, hektish.
Like hektish. I'm going to explain to you in a second what that means.
Okay, which is holy. Okay. Yachol teitzehi lechulin. One is able to.
I might think, Yochel, I might think.
Oh, I might think.
It's like it's
able to take out
a
the
colloquial phrase in Hebrew, Yochel. I might be able.
Okay,
to
might be able to
possibly say. That's really what it
say.
means. It's like a short note.
Okay.
That if it can be that if it professes domer kehekdesh, that goes out, the original will go, and now will no longer have a status of being holy as Shemitah produce. Talmud loymar tiyeh, it shall be. Bahav yosa tehei, it should remain in its original state.
Oh.
Now, what Rashi means is as follows. I don't know if you're familiar. Somebody, let's say, sanctifies something. He's got a nice silver cup, and he wants to dedicate it to Hekdesh. That doesn't mean it's going to be used necessarily in the Beis Hamikdash. It means that its value, the value of the cup, is dedicated to Hekdesh. So what does a person do? He goes along to the Hekdesh treasurer, and he says, I dedicated this silver cup to Hekdesh. So the Gizbar will tell him, okay, how much is it worth? So he says, okay, 200 shekel, let's say. Or actually more, we'll say 500 shekel. Okay. 500 shekel. So the Gizbar will tell him, okay, really this cup you've dedicated to Hekdesh, and now it belongs to the Hekdesh treasury. What it means is it doesn't belong to Hekdesh for its use in the Beis Hamikdash, but it means its value will be of use to the Beis Hamikdash. So right now, the cup belongs to the treasury of Hekdesh. You want it back, you want to get the cup, give me the value, this is what the treasurer of Hekdesh will say, give me the value of the cup, and I'll give you the cup back. The truth is, it doesn't have to be the owner who does it. It can be any person. Anyway, so what does he do? So the person gives the 500 shekel to the Hekdesh treasurer, and the treasurer gives the cup back to the person or to whoever wants to redeem it from Hekdesh. Okay? But now the cup, once it's been redeemed, is no longer has a status of being holy. The 500 shekels worth, that now goes into the Hekdesh treasury, and that has a holiness, has a status of being holy that can only be used for the use of the Beis Hamikdash or the Mishkan or whatever it is, for holy use. But the actual object itself is now redeemed, and it now reverts to its original ordinary status, chuli. Okay? So says the pasuk over here that with regard to shvius, produce of Shemitah, and in this particular case, our pasuk was referring to produce which grows by itself in the Jubilee year. So that has a status of holiness. It's kodesh, it's holy.
Mhm.
So says Rashi from Chazal, what does that mean it's holy? Well, with regard to what is it holy? The answer is that if a person will take produce which grew in the Jubilee year, okay, he may eat it himself if he wants. If he wants, he can now transfer it to somebody else. Okay? Meaning he can give it to somebody else. He can even sell it to the other person, as long as there's certain parameters in which he's allowed to sell it. He can't weigh it, he can't, certain limitations. But let's say he sells it in the proper way.
Mhm.
But what's going to happen is as follows. The money which the original owner will receive in exchange for this Shvius produce, or the Yovel produce, that will also have a din of Shvius or Yovel, meaning that any, let's say I'll give an example. The farmer has peaches, which grew in the Yovel year. Okay, so then what he can do, he can either eat it himself, he can have others eat it, or what he can do is he can take a certain amount and he can sell it to somebody else. Okay, now if he does sell it, so let's say he sells, he receives 20 shekel for this place, 5 kilo punnet, 5 kilo basket of peaches, he receives 20 shekel. Okay, it's very cheap actually. 20 shekel now also has a status of Shvius or Yovel, holiness, in the fact that any food subsequently bought with this money will have holiness of Shvius, if it's from Shemitah year, from Shvius, or if it's from the Jubilee year, from Yovel. It's basically sort of the same thing. What difference does that make? That the fruit which he eats, which he purchases with this 20 shekel, will also have a status of Shvius or Yovel fruit, and it has to also be careful how he eats it. Just like the original Shvius fruit or the original Yovel fruit has certain restrictions the way it's eaten. It has to be eaten in the normal way. You can't make juice from it. You can't waste it, throw it out. Right? You've got to eat the whole thing. What is normally eaten, you've got to eat the entire thing, etc. So too, this fruit bought with the money which was exchanged for Shvius fruit or Yovel fruit, that fruit bought with that money also has a similar status. That's what it means. Therefore, it's also holy. That's what actually means. Toifeses is domer, that the holiness of the original fruit gets transferred to the money, and that holiness will subsequently be transferred from the money to whatever is bought with that money. Okay? Then Rashi says, but that's in respect to the exchange, that it's toifeses es domer. But what's with regard to the original? So normally with hektish, somebody, let's say, gave my example before, somebody dedicates a silver cup to hektish, then he said he redeems it. After he's redeemed it, the silver cup reverts to being an ordinary silver cup without any hektish status. But when it comes to Shvius, the original Shvius produce always remains with its Shvius status. That in other words, it never loses. Can't say, well, it's been redeemed, so therefore it's lost its original Shvius status. No, not so. So the end result will be, you will always have, if somebody does do an exchange with Shvius produce, they'll have the Shvius produce itself, which is holy, plus whatever was exchanged from with it will also be holy. Okay, that's basically what Rashi said. Okay. Now, next. Mina sodeh toichlu.
Okay, mina sadeh toklu. You may, from the field you can eat. Al yidei hasadeh. Al yidei hasadeh, by the field. Okay,
Actually say, not by means of the field, through the field,
through the field. Okay,
to be able to eat in the house.
Oh, okay. So you can eat it in the house. Okay.
But only by virtue of what's happening in the field.
Uh-huh. Okay. She'im kala l'chaya min hasadeh. And let's see, that if kala,
It is no longer available.
it's no longer available.
And if it's ended.
And ended. Okay. So let's see, min hasadeh. Okay. Oh, l'chaya min hasadeh.
That's for the wild animals in the field.
Okay. Tzarichata, you required. Okay. Levaer mina sadeh. Levaer.
You have to remove it from the field. Sorry, levaya mina.
I'll remove it from the house.
From the house.
Okay.
Right? This is a din of biur, which is mentioned, and that's what Rashi ends up with. In the same way it's mentioned regard to shvius, so is stated with regard to yoga.
Uh-huh.
So what Rashi means is this concept of biur, which means one is only allowed to eat shvius produce if it's still available for the animals in the field. Let's say there's no longer apples on the tree. The apples are no longer available for the animals in the field. Then one is not allowed to eat apples in the house unless one declares them hefker.
Oh.
And the Gemara says you are allowed to keep the amount of 3 meals worth. But besides that, anything over above 3 meals worth has to be declared hefker. It has to be removed from the house and declared hefker. And once it's done that, then technically you can still go ahead and eat it, as long as you haven't reclaimed ownership. And once you've done that, you can do a thing. Then you just have to be mafker it. You have to declare it ownerless. That you have no ownership rights on it, and then you can go ahead and eat it for as long as you want. But the point is that once the time of biur comes, or you have to do that before the end time when you can, when it's still available for animals in the field, then you make whatever's left in your house hefker. But once it's already no longer available for animals in the field, then it's not going to help you to make it hefker anymore. So the kid says, "Mana biur" means there's the time when you have to have removed all the produce of this type from your house. That's what called mana biur. So when do you have to do that? Up to the time when it's still available for the animals in the field. Right? If it's no longer available for animals in the field, then you've got to get rid of it. Whatever you have left in your house, you've got to. You're not allowed to eat anymore, except what you've made hefker, or except for what you had in your house, the amount for 3 meals. Okay.
Okay.
I think actually we'll stop here. Okay, even though we didn't just quite do the last passage before Shani. Okay, we'll stop here, I think. Okay.
Okay, very good.
Fine. Everybody have a good Shabbos.
Have a good
Goodbye,
Shabbos.
shalom.
Everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I'll see you on Sunday.
Amen.
Okay. I don't need a hairdo, so it's okay. I'm going to take a haircut, hopefully.
Uh-huh.
Okay, be well.
Okay.
Thank you, Colton.
Shabbos.